Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 39. It is Wednesday morning, the overnight day. But wait a minute, it's not going to be an overnight day. Late last night, I found out that my daughter needed some help with some science project stuff that she's doing, and I'm not going to be able to stay overnight. So then I thought, well, maybe I'd do Thursday into Friday, but no. Friday, I have to be at the office, so yeah, no overnight. So we're going to have to make the most of it today. We're leaving early. It's 14 degrees outside. I don't know what it is with the wind chill, but it's cold. And we're just heading out for the day. Today, we are going to play a minimum of 2 sessions of Blackjack, probably 3 sessions, and a few sessions of slots. And we're going to do our best here to get that money back that we lost the other day. I feel pretty bad still that we were splitting a bankroll that day, that we had decided to do that, because the Blackjack was the part that I was playing for the most part, although he participated in that as well. And the majority of it was lost when I was playing. So I feel really bad about that. I would love to take him out again and get that money back, but for now we're going to deal with what's going on today. We're heading out for the day, and our first stop is going to be a slot casino that has blackjack, but I don't play blackjack there at this time. We will need to stop for fuel before we get to that first casino, and I'll come back and update you. That's what's going on, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Still heading to my first casino. I'm about 12 miles away right now. Just wanted to give you a brief update. I have been working in the car. Finally got all my stuff done for the office. I do have one meeting this afternoon, and that meeting is company-wide, so no one's going to miss me being in that meeting, so that's all cool. I did stop for some fuel, so we're good on gas for now. And traffic is good, but there's a lot of police out, so just got to watch the speed, trying to keep it under 80, and just keeping my eyes open. Temperature right now is 16 degrees outside, and I did do some other side hustle stuff while I was driving and made $250, so that's a nice little thing there. And it looks like one of the deposits I was waiting for did not come through. It's a smaller one. It's $190. So tonight I will have to send some emails to find out where that is. Normally I update my ledger once a week, but I may have to do that tonight just to see what's going on, because it should have been sent out last Friday. It should only take a day to get there. And even with the holiday, it should have been here yesterday, and it's not, so it will have to be probably an email. I was worried that the ones after that from that company would be missing as well, but all of them are in, even one's much bigger, and that one is not, so I'll find out what's going on with that. Other than that, everything is good. Just going to continue my trip here, get in there and make some money. Today's going to be a good day. I feel it. It's going to be, I'm very, very confident that today's going to be a good day. I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, as I'm leaving the parking garage, I can tell you that that arm they just fixed on the parking garage, the thing that opens up to let you in and out, that thing is going to be broken in about 2 or 3 days. It moves so slowly, there's no way that thing's not going to get hit. Alright, so I had a good feeling when I walked in here, and then I had a sinking feeling later on, and then I saw a guy, and then well, let's talk about it, I guess. What are you talking about, MW? So I walk in, I'm looking around, I find a play right away, and play that through. It was on 2 different levels on the same machine, and I end up ahead like $80. So I'm doing pretty well. I go to the next machine, and all right. So I go to the next machine, and that one's got to play, and it's one of those that like has like other conditions that make it a play. It's like, okay, this jackpot is not high enough, but because this other one is almost high enough, once you kick off the one jackpot, that'll kick off the other jackpot, and overall it'll be positive EV, that type of thing. I sit down, I start playing, and I hit the one, I hit the other one, and it's like I start ahead like $80. After hitting one, I'm ahead like $60, and after I hit something else in between, I'm ahead like $40, and then by the time I finish everything up, what am I at that point? I'm up $13 at that point. So I'm like, well, that was a nice waste of time. Actually, I'm sorry. I started ahead $180, and I ended up ahead $13. So I'm moving on, walking around, checking things out. Nothing here, nothing there, nothing here. I go around to the back, nothing there. I go check the kiosk, and I got a bonus free play today. 5 smackaroos, 5 big ones, $5. So I'm like, wow, these guys are so generous. It's amazing how generous they are. So I leave that kiosk. I go around the corner, and I see this guy, and he's the guy that ate my pizza. You know the guy. And he says, I said, how are things going? And he says, there are no plays anywhere. And I said, oh, okay, well, yeah, I haven't really found anything. And so I move on, and he's got $26 in a machine that is not beatable, of course, but he knows what he's doing. So I move on, and within a minute, I find a play. I make like $20 on that one. And then going back around to the front to wrap it up, I have like a route that I take through every casino, and then maybe once a week or so, I'll go around and just explore and see if there's anything new that's been added. So I find this machine, and it's at $7 a spin, and I've got like a voucher for like $130 at this point. I put the voucher in, boom, 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 nothing, and I'm down to like $97, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got that $5 in free play. Let me load that up while I'm here. This is going to be a long proposition on this machine, so might as well have as much ammo as I can in it. I put the $5 in, brings me up to 102, and I hit the button, and I hit what I'm going for. It was like the craziest thing, because it's all about timing, right? The pseudo random number generator that's in there. It's not completely random because it is linked to something. Okay, I think I've said this before. There's no such thing as a random number as far as a computer. It doesn't understand what that means. It doesn't know, pick a number from 1 to 10. It links it to something, whether it's the internal clock of the PC or something. Usually it's the internal clock plus an algorithm, right? So if you knew the algorithm and you knew exactly when the clock started, then you'd know when it was going to hit. Anyway, the time that it took me to load that $5 in free play and talk to that guy set me up to hit what I was going for, and it paid $3,151.25. And that took me to being ahead $3,146 for the day. So that was nice. I was pretty pleased with that. And I'll talk more about this later on, but the guy came to pay me out, and real nice guy. Sometimes I look at him and I wonder, I think to myself, he knows what I'm doing. He sees me every time I come in here looking at the same machines, going from one to the other. He must know something. But he was super nice to me, and I talked to him for a few minutes as he was trying to get his machinery to work properly. And he told me that he's got MS, and I don't know that much about MS, but I know it's terrible in the long run. But you couldn't tell. He was a young guy. He was probably in his early 30s, maybe mid 30s, and I just felt really bad for him. And I think about people like that, and I know nobody wants your pity or anything like that, but I just think about how lucky most of us are. Sure, I've got a few health issues, but overall, I'm very lucky. I don't take any medicine every day, and just have to think, even when you have a terrible day and you're down and you're unhappy, you've been traveling, you're tired, you're hungry, you're losing, you just got thrown out of a casino, you're still in better shape than you could be, and things could always be much worse. So anyway, that's my platform for the day, I guess. So right now we're going to continue on. Now we're going to actually go hit the blackjack tables and get some revenge for what happened last time, and I'll come back and let you know how things go. Probably another hour away from where I am right now, so I'll be back. That's all I have to say about that. Alright, so I get to this place with like the most perfect timing possible. 1 minute after a 1 hour meeting started at work for the whole company, that I would be invisible and nobody would know whether I was there or not. So that was like perfect timing. Everything was good. I go inside. I skip right past the slots. I see about 4 people checking them as I'm walking in. I said, you know what? Today's my blackjack day. I said, let's rock. So I go over, look at the blackjack. There's an empty table. I'm like, this is awesome. I sit down. She's like, So it wasn't open yet. There's like 3 more tables. All of them aren't open yet. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just wait. Everything's fine. Go around, look at slots, come back, still not open. Now it's half an hour after they were supposed to open. Go around, look at slots, go to the poker room. There's lists everywhere, can't get in, come back, still nothing. Leave for a 3rd time, come back, and there's a table open. Sit down, I'm the first person to play the first hand at the table. So I'm like, okay, this is good. I buy in for 300, playing a low limit table. I'm like, everything's good, everything fine. It's a hit 17, but not the end of the world. I got incredible penetration. All right, so I'm happy. Everything is good. I start playing like 3-4 hands into it. The guy comes to the table, sits down. This is one of those places that your minimum bet has to equal your side bet plus your main bet. So people are betting like $5 on the side bet and like $20, $30, $40, $50 on the main bet. So it's like very aggravating and takes forever to do the side bets and stuff. But everything's okay. I'm bopping around even. I bought in for 300. I'm about even at the end of the first shoe. Second shoe, I'm down about $50. Everything's fine. 3rd person comes to the table. 4th person comes to the table. Now I run out of money. I rebuy for 200 more. I'm in for 500. Run out of money. Then I buy in. Actually, I didn't exactly run out of money. I had 100 left, and I had a $100 handout. I get 2 9s. I rebuy for 200 more somehow, or 300 more. Anyway, I get another 9. I split to 3 hands. I double one of them, and I have 3 hands. I don't double any of them. I end up with 19, 19, 19, and lose to a 5-card 21. 5-card 20, 4, 4, 6, 6. So that was beautiful. Then I had another hand. I had either 50 or 100 out there. I don't recall. It was 50. I had 2 6s against a 5. Got a 3rd 6. On the first hand, I had a 3, which made it a 9. I doubled that. The other 2, I got 7 and 7. So I've got whatever. Let's see. What did I say I had here? So I ended up with one good hand and two 13s. And dealer gets a 5-card 21. And then we had two hands where the dealer ended up with 3 aces and one of the player ended up with 2 aces. And this is what I'm talking about. I've talked about this before. Ace clumping. And there's somebody that my friends and I follow online. You might know who he is. And he just posted yesterday that he's never seen so much ace clumping. And a friend of mine sent me a text message with a link to that post, and he said he must be here. And it's true. I've never seen an area with so much ace clumping, and I don't understand it. I know we play millions of hands, and in that time, things are going to happen. But to see it with the frequency that we see it, it's just amazing to me. It's just improbable is what I'm going to say. Not impossible, but just not probable. Anyway, we did see a lot of ace clumping on that table, and I moved over to another table because now we had 4 people, and I was annoyed. It was taking forever. At that point, I had bought in for a total of $1,000. I had $600 in chips. I took them with me to the other table. Actually, I had $800 in chips because I had rat holed, and I continued to rat hole. In fact, when I left, it looked like I was way down when actually I was up. So I played for a total of just over an hour and ended up leaving ahead 150, and just estimating, I would say it looked like I was down about 600 when I left. So, I don't get a lot of opportunity to rat hole when I play the higher limit tables. So when you have low limit, people coming in and out, they're playing with nickels, they're playing with quarters, they're leaving with pocketfuls of chips. It's a good opportunity to start putting chips away. And one good opportunity too is when there's a dealer change. It's easy to pick up $50 in chips, 2 quarters, put them in your pocket. Okay, I'm going to grab my phone and look at my phone for a second. I'll grab my phone, and when I'm, picking up my phone, I'm dropping some chips in my pocket, and it makes a difference. So, anyway, I've gone around this parking lot a couple times here. All right, I'm going to move on to the next casino, and I will be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. Still in a slump, man. Still in a slump. No matter what I'm doing right now, I can't get out of the slump I'm in. Blackjack. Oh, slots. Looked and looked, found nothing. This place is a lower socioeconomic area, and you do still have some of the big players, which I dealt with a little bit today, but overall, no, not at all. So I played low limit blackjack. The high limit was not open yet. I'm waiting for this guy to get out of his spot so I can leave. So I bought in for $300 and agonized over the $300 over an hour, playing with that $300. Up a little, down a little, up a little, down a little. The most I was up was $31. The most I was down was $200, maybe $250, $200 I think. And it was just agony the whole way through. You know what, I want to go to this place, get something to eat. I think if I go right here. Anyway, just could not get anything going. It's like so crazy sometimes. You go through these ruts for so long, and you can't get anything going. So that was another one of those situations. Finally, I ended up at another table. Well, the table I originally sat at, I was the first one to sit down, and before you know it, there were 4 people at that table, including one guy who was like maybe Hispanic. I'm not really positive. He's wearing like a construction vest, one of those reflector vests, and he doesn't know how to play. He stays on anything over 11, he'll stay, and was losing and losing. And the guy next to him, to his left, was going out of his mind. He was so upset with this guy. Come on, man, you have to play that. Come on. Why you do that? You have to play. You know, so over and over. And then a woman, as soon as I sat down, well, as soon as she sat down, she's like, oh my God, you know who I thought you were? I'm like, yeah, everybody says that. So I look like somebody famous. I really didn't see it at first, but I kind of do now. And the funny thing is, I don't really like him that much either, so whatever. But she was like, oh, I was like starstruck. I'm like, don't be starstruck with me. I'm not anything. So finally, when I left that table, I was down like, I don't know, 150 or so. Went to another table where it was like a low limit table. But this guy's pounding it for table limit. He's playing anywhere between 1,500 and 2,000 a hand, and he didn't care if I was there or not. And I played till the end of that shoot because I was a little bit uncomfortable being there with him playing that much action. Obviously, the cameras are going to be trained on him, which means the cameras are trained on me, low limit or not. And I ended up leaving ahead $31. So very disappointing. What are you going to do? I didn't lose, so that's one positive. And again, it's interesting. This casino has implemented something new that I've never seen before. After the cards get out of the shuffler, they hand shuffle them also. I don't know if it's just this table because this guy was playing the way he was, but you'd think like the card shuffler would be enough. But why is this cop next to me at this light and not continuing to go? Okay, I think he may want to look at my license or something. I don't know what his deal is. Man. So, where's he going? Okay, he's gone. Anyway, just been, whatever, no big deal. No actual direction here right now. It's been a while. Luckily, some of the other things I'm doing are picking up the slack. Right now for the year, number one is slots. Number two is other. So, very interesting. Anyway, I'm going to go get something to eat, something with a lot of protein in it, so I can continue doing the right things. I mentioned that I was down over 1% of my weight. I'm now down over 2% of my weight, which I know that's not much, but you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll continue doing the right things here, and hopefully, you know, things get better, get healthier, get stronger, live longer. So I want to talk to you about something else that's going on. My wife called me and told me that one of my boys' teachers called, and she was concerned about him, and he was having a bad day at school, and overall he doesn't like his teacher. He claims, and other kids have also claimed, that she doesn't know what she's talking about, that she has to look at the answer key for the math, even though it's a lower grade, it's still elementary school level. And he doesn't like the way she does things. He's frustrated with her, and I can understand that, but at this point, we're more than halfway through the year. He's going to have to survive until next year. So what I'm thinking about doing, and it may be unpopular with my listeners, but I'm considering maybe taking the day off tomorrow, off of work and off of gambling, and taking him out of school for a day and just hanging out with him and kind of seeing what's going on in his mind, and just talking and being guys together and kind of figure out what's going on in his life, what his problem is. And then after that, maybe go talk to his principal or his teacher, whatever I feel makes more sense, so that we can get him help if he needs it, justice if he needs it, whatever he needs. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. And if I do that, it'll probably be tomorrow. I haven't decided yet, but by tonight, I'll decide, and if I do decide to do that, I'll have it at the end of this episode. So that's what's happening right now. You got to make sure you take care of your own before anything else. So I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. So I go into this place, walking around, check the first couple machines, nothing, and then I'm walking on to the next one and I see a guy checking machines. A guy I don't know. Later on I end up talking to him for a few minutes. He told me that he's retired and he does it for fun, and he lives about an hour away from this casino, and he comes in a couple times a week just to look around. And I said, that's cool. I told him I come in every once in a while also, and we talked for a moment and I let him go. Anyway, from there I continued on, played one machine, a larger play, over $2 a spin, and I was prepared to easily put 500 into this machine, but only took a couple hundred before I hit what I was going for, so that was good. And then I go around to the back and I'm getting ready to check a machine. A lady sits down in front of me, so I go around and finish up, then come back and she's gone. And she had left me a play where one spin and paid me $20, so I thank her for that $20. And then came back around to the front, checked out a few other things, and not much going on. I did have a slot attendant come up to me, ask me how I'm doing, and wanted to catch up and stuff. Nice guy, real nice guy. And actually, in fact, doing my taxes last year, I saw his name on a couple of the W-2s as the cashier, so that was pretty cool. And really, that was it. I ended up, I had some free food, and so I got just drinks, some sugar-free drinks, and that was about it for that stop. Overall, I ended my session ahead, $421. I think that takes us over $3,700 for the day, which is nice. We needed it. Nice little pick-me-up, make you feel a little bit better. Plus, the other stuff that I did this morning puts us close to $4,000 for the day. So, gotta appreciate that. Okay, let's do the segments next. Then I want to talk about tomorrow. What did you eat today, MW? Today, I actually didn't eat until late afternoon, and I had some grilled beef patties. No cheese on them or anything like that. And I had some cauliflower and some fried eggplant also. Very good, very, very good. And let me see, is there anything else that I ate today? I don't think so. So, and what did you tip today, MW? Well, this morning I had that big W-2. The guy is a really nice guy, and we really hit it off. We talked for a while, and I think that conversation is actually going to benefit me going forward. I did tip the guy $15. Normally I would do $10 on that size W-2, but I did do $15. So $15, but I think overall it's going to make me a lot more than $15 in the future. Let's think for a second here. I did have a friend reach out to me as well about a W-2 that I never received. If you remember the day that I got kicked out of those two casinos, I hit a W-2, maybe more than one, but at least one W-2, and he had gotten an email from that same casino stating that you could get your W-2 by requesting it, and he sent that information to me, so I appreciate that. Now, let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think what I'm going to do, my daughter needs me today to set up for a project that she's going to present tomorrow. So I'm heading home to help her with that. And then tomorrow, I am going to keep my son home from school, and he and I are going to hang out for the day. There's probably not going to be an episode. If there is, it may be like evening, like 6 p.m. to midnight or something like that, just 1 or 2 casinos. I'm not sure if I'll do anything at all. But I'm gonna take him around with me, and then when my daughter presents it tomorrow, I want to be there for that, and I'll bring my son, and he can see the higher grades and see what it's like in that school. Maybe I'll let him meet the principal, stuff like that. We'll talk, we'll enjoy each other's company. And I also picked something up for him today that he likes, and that is beef jerky. So it comes in these giant strips. I'm gonna chop it down to little pieces for him so he can enjoy it tomorrow while we're hanging out. And hopefully we can get to the bottom of what's going on and get him back on the right track. So that's where we are right now. Right now I'm heading toward home. I'll be back to update you in a little bit. It's 23 degrees outside and cloudy, and I'll be back.